Nowadays, let's discuss the changing dynamics between men and modern women, feminism, society, the past, present and future of relationships. What we hear from modern women, I think, is very much a result of the feminist movement, and how women really feel about men has always been what they express. In my experience with people in general, I've found that when you're in a better position than them or on an equal footing with them, people start expressing who they really are and what they think of you. In the past, when men dominated society, women's sole responsibility was to raise the next generation. However, look at what happened to them as they transitioned from effectively raising the next generation of genders to what they are today. They used to be able to balance themselves to a certain extent. Look at how they treat us now. I don't want to say anything negative about her. I'm just pointing out that nature created men and women for completely different reasons. History shows that life and relationships are at their best when everyone, both men and women, behaves as nature intended. Maybe that's why modern women are worried now, as men realize that things were better for them in the past, and things may be better now and in the future. Let's take a look at X reasons why modern women worry. First, their true nature is no longer a secret. Remember when men became autonomous and powerful enough to outmaneuver some, they started treating men like crap, and they still don't care about men today. I realize this is a controversial position and may not make sense at first. They gradually began to dominate men in the social and economic spheres. Then, given how much power the women's movement had given them, they started criticizing men on social media. As a result, it seems to suggest that it may not just be women who are speaking at this time. Maybe men have always wanted it, but lack the ability to make it happen. Men also seem to care more about men than women. If you examine social bonds between men and women in contemporary culture, I'll tell you what I think so you don't think I'm making it up. Who do you usually see post videos or comments about how hard it is to find love online? Man. Who do you see wishing you could go back to the 1990s, when relationships were safer and women still had more traditional roles? And you see men who are uncomfortable with the current state of relationships. Men only bring back single women in their 30s who ruin their lives, wrinkled older women, women struggling financially, women who depend on men for acceptance, ecological uplift, and financial support are all women attacking the good guys online. Second, their selfish nature is exposed. Young women who really matter in the dating world rarely lament the lack of good men, boys, and men they want to marry. Where are they? You know what these young women are doing in their teens and 20s. They don't care about boys and live for themselves. I see this happening in our culture now. Women don't care about boys. They only care about what can be done for them socially and economically. I've heard contemporary women share their experiences and seen them in good times. They don't care about morals, marriage, kids or anything else. You have selfish interests, nothing more. They work for men and admit that they are selfless. If they have children, they will support the children to a certain extent before stopping. Also, these women are very arrogant. These women clearly belittle and mock men in public. They seem to be saying that they want to enjoy their youth and are not ready to settle down yet. I've seen enough to know that modern women probably don't care too much about you. Man number 3 woke up. Men really want strong relationships that will last for the rest of their lives. She doesn't care about drama. They don't have feelings for anyone for a long time. So if something goes wrong, they can move on to the next person. Men start demanding from women what they have always wanted from men. It's almost as if women were once men. I think our positions have basically been reversed, and that's a signal for people to go their own way. Guys, I'm not kidding. When women don't care about you and are just with you to get something, you have to ask yourself if what you want from feminism is really what they want. Think about it. Divorce is usually planned in the mind long before it happens, and long before the woman wants it. She gained all the knowledge she needed before the wedding from the women around her and from her own research. Company 4 understands their behavior, so they are confident that they will be in a good position once they are ready to jump. Does she keep an eye on you and her? In my opinion, no. But she just wants to secure her future with whoever she wants. She is at the top of her priority list. Your interests and ambitions come second. The last one is her family. You are not on the list either. In fact, many of the women you date and your wife don't want to be with you in the first place, no matter who she is for you. She chose you only because she couldn't find a better choice. This is the basis of the whole concept of settling down with someone. Because if she could get that rich guy who jumped ship when she was young and innocent, you'd never get a chance to propose to her, let alone marry her. But what makes you think she really wants you, despite her past behavior and occasional affairs? Fifth, we know what she's thinking. In fact, she's only dating you because she has no choice, or because you're the only guy capable, available, and stupid enough to ask her out. Because since then she ignores you and only thinks about herself. She doesn't mind treating you like trash and takes everything she can from you. Her use of marijuana and other drugs was no accident. It's no coincidence that she was hit by a train while studying. She disobeyed her father and grew into the full-fledged Juno. What? She doesn't force herself to do anything without any accidental reason. When the decision was presented to her, she felt compelled to make it. She did it because she thought it was a good idea at the time. She's sorry and she realizes it's not what she wants because now there are a lot of responsibilities and the lives of the children are at risk after this moment, after the wedding or after deciding to be with you. As long as she is not under the influence of alcohol or otherwise compelled to make a decision, the consequences of her decision will be her own. Sixth, more and more men want a peaceful life. I would like to add one more point to what I have already said to support my argument. If you're wondering if happily married men have spouses who genuinely care about them and want the best for them, just look no further than the men in these relationships. I've met married men who stay out late on purpose to get an extra hour or two at a bar or with their friends, rather than having to go home to be with their wives and kids. And when the men came home, their wives would make a scene just for fun. Nobody wants that. These people swallow their ego and work in the office all day. Ideally, when they get home, they want some alone time, a good dinner, good company, and quality time in bed talking to their spouse. But it seems like modern women would find it too difficult. She can enjoy his money and spend it on clothes, vacations, spending time with friends, and other things, and she still complains about everything and expects him to always put up with it. On top of that, when they get tired of being young and adventurous at heart, they start cheating on their mates with younger men. They seem to lack self-control at the moment. Also, they don't realize the impact their actions have on their relationship, or how they will affect them in the long run. Gentlemen, it is important to appreciate the modern woman for what she is. There are also some nice women, but rest assured, 99.9% of women will agree with you. If you let them get too close, they can ruin your life. Protect your future, keep your value. It scares me to think about what the modern woman will look like 10 years from now. I think the whole dynamic of the relationship will change or reverse if the man doesn't take a stand and declare himself in command. So here are 6 reasons why modern women worry. Today, more than ever, it is directly about men going their own way. And mgtow, where men take the red pill because of women like that. It's like a weird cycle. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.